Hello there! Today I want to talk about a Half-Life mod that is a bit more unusual. Very often I talk about how important I think modding is and how much I enjoy several mods that you see playing in the background of my videos. And I asked you guys on Discord if you want to see an unusual Half-Life 2 mod. Of course you said yes, so here we are. Therefore, onwards to a Half-Life 2 mod that is rather different in, of course, story and also gameplay. Even coming with a unique artistic style. A Half-Life 2 short story known as Water. Water, the Magical Mermaid Adventure.
Ha! Gay!
Hold it right there. The mod takes Half-Life 2, and by the way you can also run it on Counter-Strike Source or Gary's mod, and changes the gameplay into a third-person adventure game with slight RPG mechanics and round-based combat. So already a great deviation from Half-Life. The round-based combat in the game is super basic, and it's more a way of pushing the plot along than the main focus of the game. The main thing that drives the mod forward is the exploration aspect of the world and the story.
Stories tell that before our time, three sisters walked the earth.
Conveyed to you in many conversations, cutscenes, and a long intro sequence, the story presents you with a world that is a bit mysterious and gloomy. And right from the get-go, kinda tells you, no, you are not Ariel from The Little Mermaid. The reason why you explore the human town, or rather, fish people town, is because they don't throw their corpses into the water anymore. That's what you have been feasting on for the past 1,000 years. Not quite cannibalism, as it's not the same species, but eating the deceased of a sentient species? Bit iffy, I think. But that is just the basic premise of the rather short story campaign, so I won't dwell on that for too long, otherwise I would have spoiled the whole game. As you are a mermaid after all, any path that takes you out of the water is a hard one to travel. If you're not traversing the terrain fast enough, you can even die. And it is a lot of things, but it's not graceful. The animation is basic. Underwater, however, you are incredibly fast and agile. Even turning into water itself is possible, so sewer grates and iron bars are no obstacle for you. You can outmaneuver pretty much any enemy underwater. Even water pipes and beer barrels are a means of transport for you. During your interactions with the inhabitants of the coastal town you visit, you will meet a small cast of characters, all of which have different character traits and have different things to say and need different approaches in dealing with them. Some of these fine folks will ask you for a favor, others need to be threatened or seduced. Hello there, nice guy. Why don't you go ahead and throw the corpse of your dead grandma into the water so I can eat her, won't you? I'll let you touch my boobs then. Your siren song is a very powerful weapon of seduction, especially after you convince the town drunkard to steal a harp for you. That one increases your powers. You know what? I'm damn lucky this game doesn't utilize voice commands for the siren song, because I don't think she sounds very seductive, and I can't imagine I'd be much better. Let's put my silliness aside, because the game itself is already filled with enough jokes. Given how much this game revolves around water, the humor is appropriately dank. Be it traveling the world in someone's bladder and being pissed out again, gross, or solving an elaborate Half-Life style puzzle with pipes just to emerge from a toilet bowl, and then being stuck in it and just coming out with a hand. The puzzle mechanics of this game are similar to Half-Life, but they all somewhat revolve around water. For example, making this guy, this fish person, fall into the water and then saving him from drowning. He's a fish person drowning. Wouldn't one naturally assume they can swim? Well, this silliness aside, I would say it is a pretty good game. It is fun to play, and some of the puzzles are rather unique and fun to figure out. Granted, the visuals of this game are sometimes a bit crude. The model design is simplistic. Especially the fish people are, well, they could be nicer, but they serve their purpose. The mermaid itself, well, looks fine. The modification is from 2010 after all. Ugly models hin oder her. I enjoy the game and source water still looks beautiful. Especially with those cutscenes, this game has a very unique look. It really sets itself apart from most other mods I've played, visually and gameplay wise. And that black and white effect above water gives the game a pretty nice and sinister look. I always wanted Sin City with mermaids. And of course, it's source modding, so you can find a different model for the mermaid if you like. Let's check here.
Oh mein Gott! Hans, get the Flammenwerfer now!
So in the end, what's left to say? I can recommend this mod. It's short, but fun. 1 to 2 hours you won't regret if you're a fan of Half-Life games. It will feel familiar, but still different and fresh. In case I piqued your interest, all the relevant links for downloading this mod will be found in the video description down below. And if you enjoyed this video, you already know what I want you to do. Give the video a like, consider subscribing for future content, and maybe even support us on Patreon, as our supporters got to see this video in advance. Those generous supporters are Lone Wolf, Zed Gladys, Wrapped in Glass, Cookie, Harrison Steffens, Plasma, Brass Jazz, Tome, Rainbow Flash, Grizzlyware, Strange Mortual, Mr. Intonator, Tainzer, DX9, Cop Fighter, and Inter. To them and everyone else, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you guys next time. Until then, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye and guten Tag.